Today we're in Irmo, South Carolina to see the end of the Great Race. They started in St. Paul, Minnesota, and we're here to see the very end of 1974 and earlier cars.
The Great Race was started in 1983 and has also been called the Great American Race and the Great North American Race. The 1983 rally started around Los Angeles, California, just outside of it, and headed up to the Indianapolis 500. Couldn't find exact details if that's where it finished at or not, but either way, pretty cool ending. The 2025 race started in St. Paul, Minnesota, and headed down to Irmo, South Carolina. Today we arrived about 2 hours before any cars did from the rally. I strongly suggest bringing chairs. All right, we're kind of stationed right over here somewhere against that flagpole. Figured I'd walk over here, and I know there's music in the background. Hopefully we can cut that out and see some of the cars that showed up just to spectate. Thunderbird, MG, Metropolitan, Trans Am. Refreshing to see an orange one. Cobra.
You guys want to get in too? Roll in there.
That's Terry Smith's car. I don't know where Terry is. I thought I saw him earlier. Here he is back there. Triumph. C10. Another Pontiac. It's probably a pretty fun ride. Old BMW. Maserati. Starting to see more of those in town. Simple. Another old BMW. Corvette. Over here in the corner is this really sharp Model A. It's a pretty nice restoration. Really nice restoration. Someone over there, and they got several deals or whatever. Didn't realize you could get a free t-shirt with a hat purchase, but anyway, 2 shirts. First one's 20, second one's 10. Of course they were out of bags, so they are more than willing to sell you a $2 reusable bag.
They rode around in a little Volkswagen when they were at school. The Carolina girls, you have completed your very first Great Race. Kimberly Embus out of Isle of Palm, South Carolina. Avant Boren out of Asheville, North Carolina.
Coming in next, Team 79. This is an uncle and a nephew in this car. Rob McCollum out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. He is navigating. The driver of this car, Zachary Payne, he's out of Beaufort, South Carolina.
We bring them all in here.
You see how many details we've got for the times?
Team 91 rolling in behind them, some grand champions, Jeff and Eric Fredette, father-son team out of Beecher, Illinois. 1933 Ford Model B pickup truck.
They're lined up.
Yeah.
Jeff races AMA motorcycles back in the day, or he's in the AMA Hall of Fame. He and Eric are traveling overseas in a couple months with the USA International 6-Day Enduro.
Lots of action here at the finish line today in Irmo. It's going to be pretty cool. Appreciate you, all these racers. Genuinely appreciate you guys giving them a big thumbs up. As a front runner in the event, Jeff and Eric Fredette, father and son team, roll in their little Ford pickup truck flying our nation's colors and your state's flag. Please welcome a 39 Ford pickup truck, father and daughter out of Indiana, Jeff Hermanson and Kylie Hermanson. 1939 Ford pickup, a barrel nose pickup truck. Awesome team. Jeff out of Culver, Kylie out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Max and Cucky Mayhem.
Team 128 rolling in behind them in a 31 Rio Royale 35. Charles Harris out of Damariscotta, Maine, he's driving. Phil Reinhart from Tennant's Harbor, Maine is navigating. They're in the sportsman division. 2 teams from the Maine boys in the race this year. This is team number 2, really cool car.
.358 cubic inch straight 8-cylinder in the big Rio Royale here. Incredible car rolling in here, finishing another great race. So we welcome some grand champions from the past here. 1932 Ford Cabriolet. Jody Knowles out of Tyrone, Georgia. Beth Gentry out of Newnan, Georgia. The navigator of this car known as Pop's Passion. The late Joe Knowles retired this number. Beth and Jody fielded it, won a grand championship a few years ago. They've been running up front all week.
Look how big this car is coming.
Out of Simpsonville, Kentucky, Gary Martin and Jean Ann Martin, 1932 Ford 5-window coupe. Martin Vroom is their team name. They're in the expert division. Jean Ann's the winner of the Tom McRae Spirit of the Event Award in 2016. They've been doing this race for over 13 years. Corporate team sponsored by Coker Tire.
Awesome. Gary and Jean Ann. Gary's retired state trooper in the state of Kentucky. Thank you for your service, Gary, and congratulations on another great race finish. Check out this flagman right here. You might have you a career, but you'll race in a car. Now, 1966 Ford Mustang Fastback, father and son out of Dayville, Connecticut, Sean and Brendan Gilligan. This is Gilmore Racing. They finished third in the Sportsman Division last year. They are now up front running. Might be bumping up a class this year, Scott.
Team 1 rolling in behind them. There's only one team number 1. They were last year's grand champions. This team is out of Fairport, New York. Husband and wife team Dana and Doug Sharp, 1916 Hudson Pikes Peak Hill Climber. Dana jumped in that car last minute when Howard, Doug's dad, couldn't make it to this year's race. And Dana jumped in and has done amazing all week long. Not the easiest car to drive, and they are doing it out of Fairport, New York. 1916 Hudson Pikes Peak Hill Climber.
Team Haggerty there, 5-time great from way back. Christian Glauber, Brandon Gregg out of Columbus, Ohio to finish us to win, boys.
The next car is a team of content creators, Riley Schlick and Joe Baer out of Bradenton, Florida. Joe is out of Saratoga, California. Both team members are Rising Star Award winners from Jesse Combs Foundation, Corvette Central, and Zip Corvette, along with Coker. Worked hard to get this car all fixed up so that you can win it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Team 8, this car is going to pull on up there. Go to the Hemmings.com tent. You can scan the QR code to get an opportunity to win that car.
1969 Chevy Camaro SS for Ken Prairie, Lawrence State, 65 Ford Ranchero Deluxe. Sweet little truck here was a working car on a ranch in Wyoming back in the day. It's been restored here. Ken and Lauren have the United States Air Force and United States Army badges on this car for both of their fathers. They have vintage fathers and dress uniform images, pictures inside the car. Been flying our nation's colors in our armed services all week long in memory of their dads. What a cool story. Welcome to Irmo, King Prairie, Lawrence States.
Behind them, crossing the finish line, Team 86 out of Columbus, Indiana. Husband and wife team, John and Joyce Lukey. They're driving their 1965 Ambassador. They're in the Sportsman Division.
Coming into the gate here, this green Mustang from 1966, Dr. Tom Littrell from Galax, Virginia. Almost 20 years he's been in the X-Cup program, bringing kids across this nation of ours. Nate Donnelly, Meg Donnelly out of Moutha Wilson, Virginia, and his X-Cuppers this year. Thank you, Dr. Tom. Congratulations on another wonderful route this year. You guys worked hard for it. By the way, this little 66 Mustang he picked up at a used car lot in 1974 for $550. Offered him, Scott, $625 on the spot. His hearing aid quit working and he walked off.
Team 59 coming through the finish line in a 69 MGB GT. Jim Shelley out of Naples, Florida is driving. His navigator, Tom Cachero, hails out of Omaha, Nebraska.
They probably had the most comfortable ride.
Yeah. Jim's been racing for 5 years. Tom for 32 years of great racing.
Behind this awesome MGB GT, a 1961 Volkswagen Type 1 Beetle Ragtop, sponsored by Spoon River Junction Winery in Canton, Illinois. This is Bob Merrick out of Manitowoc, Wisconsin. His navigator, Jim Caldwell out of Pekin, Illinois. This is 30 years of combined great racing experience between Bob and Jim. They know what they're doing. The Beetle, dead reliable for them again this year. Awesome. Welcome to Irmo, Bob Merrick, Jim Caldwell.
Team 156, this is an X-Cup team. All the way from everywhere, New York, Maine, Italy. That's right, Parma, Italy, and Fort Lauderdale. Olivia, Cotton, Kinsey, and Noah, all in the X-Cup team from the RPM Foundation. Amazing things they've done, including some mounting some horns on the front of that car.
1963 Corvette Roadster here, little 327 4-speed car here. Rick Horn out of Port Orange, Florida. Rob Romer out of Dudley, Massachusetts. Congratulations to Team R&R Racing.
First time we've seen this week with the top down. Absolutely even more amazing than what it's been all week long. Team 146, father and son team, Dick and Chris Davis out of Washington, California. 1959 Volkswagen Cabriolet Rookie Division.
Completing another great race, the first as a married couple, Olivia and DJ Williams in Sweet Victory, 1932 Ford 5-window coupe here. Married not that long ago, they decided to lean into the test the integrity of their marriage by rallying together. And they have been giving us a thumbs up all week, sometimes even smiling. It's been so hot in a car like this little 32 coupe. Olivia and DJ, congratulations on your finish today. Familiar with?
Team 21 rolling through the finish line. Eric Frankenberger from San Ramon, California is driving. Aaron Reed from Scottsdale, Arizona is navigating. This is a 1941 Ford pickup truck. North American Racing Team, NART is their team name. They are in the expert division.
Coming around the corner, a 1966 Ford Mustang, husband and wife out of Corona Del Mar, Aaron and Brad Kaplan. This is sponsored by McAllister's Auto Transport, the official automotive transport for Great Race. You want to see a sight to behold, look at about 80 of these cars being loaded up on multiple McAllister's trucks. Probably couldn't get that big truck in here. They'll load them up tonight or tomorrow morning and get them all back to where they come from, all over the United States, maybe all over the world, some of these teams.
I think this one's had the most pictures taken of it. Everybody's taking pictures of this.
Oh, yeah.
They're ferocious competitors. Look at the aces all over the Mustang.
Coming in behind Brad and Aaron is team number 18. Brad Phillips and Dan Stahl. Brad's from Salisbury, Maryland. He's driving. Dan Stahl from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. He's navigating. He's been hanging on tight all week long as Brad drives this 1916 Hudson Super 6 Series H. Team name, I thought you had the map.
The Dick Burdick Special. This car's been in Great Races since the early 1980s. Now in the Stahl Music and Motor Experience collection outside of Detroit. Behind them, coming up the hill, a 1962 Corvette Roadster, Jamie and Brad Mangan out of Klamath Falls, Oregon, sponsored by Corvette Central out of Sawyer, Michigan. Oh man, really? It took you all week to figure that out? We do, though. But Jenny didn't make us wear matchy-match shirts.
No. Team number 3 in their 13th great race, Roger and Esther Shackett, wonderful couple out of Coral Springs, Florida, 1957 Chevy Bel Air. They're in the Sportsman division, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year, and they had to do it the last 2 days without that aftermarket air conditioning, so don't feel too sorry for them until just 2 days ago. Absolutely awesome. Jenny's making me give you those.
13 years on the great race for the 57 Chevrolet Bel Air Coupe. Coming up the hill here, pretty incredible little truck. This is a 34 Ford Model B pickup truck. Patrick Lauber out of Canton, Ohio, the driver. Miss Mallory Fruin out of Mobile, Alabama, is the navigator. Mallory getting her start in X-Cup years ago. 1928 Ford Model A sedan delivery out of New Braunfels, Texas. Husband and wife, Dan and Pat Martin.
I said there's an A.
Come in here real close. Open your ears up. I want to sneak something in here. This week we celebrated 16 years cancer-free for Miss Pat Martin in this little Model A here. Congratulations, Pat. Cancer sucks. We're super proud of you. We've enjoyed rallying with them for about 8 years on the Great Race here.
The Roberts brothers, Tom and Dash, rolling in. Team 85, they're out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. 1970 Corvette Expert Division. These boys rallied last year in a 38 rally. Couldn't quite get the car to work for them. And decided to bring back what may be my Corvette. I don't know if Tom heard me there. I've been trying to make a deal on that thing all week long.
Incredibly rare York Hoover body, a produce truck body on this 34 Ford pickup truck. One of 3 known to exist today. This is a father and son team out of Jefferson City, Missouri, finishing the race here. Dan and Brad Apple, welcome to Irmo, South Carolina.
Race 1 of 3.
34
A lot of respect for somebody that's willing to race 1 of 3 type of car. That's what it is.
Flathead V8 in it with Navarro heads on them. Runs like a top, folks. Father and son with big smiles on their face as they finish here today. They did not take the easy way out, Scott. They're rallying in a produce truck.
3,000 miles in a produce truck. Team 11, Ken Kiley out of Canyon Lake, Texas is driving. Mike Roberts from San Antonio, Texas is navigating. Right there, that's his baby girl, and came back this year. She is appropriately 1 year old. We will always remember that baby girl's birth age. Born last year, right during the race.
Little 1970 Dodge Challenger rolling through. A66 car. Dave and Liz Wallace out of Round Hill, Virginia. Team Plum Crazy. Sponsored by Wheel Ventiques, rolling on Magnum 500 wheels. This little A66 Challenger incredibly showing here today in its Plum Crazy purple paint. 340 cubic inch car with a 4-barrel. Pretty awesome team here, completing a great race yet again. Thank you to Wheel Ventiques for sponsoring them.
Team 109, their first great race as adults. They were always X-Cup back in the day. They came back to do it, and here they are finishing the race in a 48 Ford Coupe. Jack Pontius out of Auburn, Indiana is driving. Connor Miller from Auburn, Indiana is navigating. Part of the museum crew. Competed for years as X-Cup and are adults now. Jack and Connor completely rebuilt the car over the off-season. This car did great things for them this year. Absolutely love these 2 young men and what they're doing with that car and their program.
Proud of these young men in that little Ford Coupe there. Proud of this young man. Seal Cove Auto Museum's chief mechanic Peter Brown driving this 34 Model A Boattail Speedster. Retired police chief out of Freeport, Maine, Miss Susan Nurse, trusty navigator, honking the horn, laying in the whistles. Series radials on it, looking good, folks. Out of Louisville, Kentucky, completing the race, Tom Gray and Vince Mattingly. Welcome to Irmo, boys. To finish is to win. They get a medal here. We sneaked a set, much like we did the Excelsior Rapture, we sneaked a set of Star Series radials, early production models on these cars.
Team 89 getting their souvenir picture of the race finish. Lovely couple, Richard Schneider and his lovely bride Noelle out of Wildwood, Missouri. Richard's driving, Noelle is now amazing navigator Jim doing the thing in their Volkswagen. Pretty cool pictures on greatrace.com. Check them out all week long. The photographers were out getting some amazing footage. Team 31 coming in, Jason.
1931 Ford Model A Slant Window Town Sedan. David and Nancy Stafford out of Monclova, Ohio. This is Reginald, the car referred to affectionately, in their 2nd great race. David and Nancy. Oh, he's doing some kind of thing. We don't understand that down here. We do not.
Well, I'm sorry, Jason, you should. I think
way back. 1961 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL, less than 4,000 of these units built in 1961. Pretty cool car here. Dan told me his mentor back in the day was the late Dick Burdick, an incredible great racer in the early days of great racing.
Team 99 rolling through the finish line. This is a 1969 Oldsmobile 442. A family thing going on here out of Chadsford, Pennsylvania. John, Karina, and Dominic Ferretti. Dad's in the back. We got Karina navigating. Team 60 coming in. They're in the sportsman division. Christian Reichhardt out of Santa Monica, California is driving. Adrian Stevens out of London, United Kingdom is navigating. 1930 Ford Model A Roadster. This was a pickup truck when it was born. They have appropriately chopped it down to all that you would need when you rally. Amazing team in the sportsman division. Appropriate name, Uncaged Racing. In their third great race.
Yeah.
Ford F100, I think it's the perfect color. This, the father and son team, Ben and Carl Bankston out of Marietta, Georgia, rolling through the gate here, finishing their very first great race. 1960 F100, the retro ads. Oh, hit the brakes, Jack. Back up, Terry.
You gotta get your medals. Team 132 coming in behind them. Rolling around all week long in the Queen of the Desert, Mahan Kalpa Khalsa from Asheville, North Carolina is driving. His lovely assistant navigator, Cher Snow from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada is navigating. 1951 Ford pickup truck in the sportsman division.
A lot of mechanical upgrades over the off-season, including a fresh set of wide white wall tires from Coker Tire Company. I think they look perfect on that little 51 Ford. Rolling through the gate now, a 1956 F100 Ford. Husband and wife team, married 41 years. Barry and Terry Osborne of Alma, Arkansas, driving this beautiful silver 56 Ford F100. That's our first great race. You guys whooped. They can't hear us up here.
Team 44 coming up in a 1938 Ford convertible. Rolling through the finish line, Dieter Karat from Fairfax Station, Virginia is driving. Dan Ehrman from Fairfax Station, Virginia is navigating. They are rookies driving around. A Victoria's Secret is what they've named this car. Two friends from church decided that they wanted to do the rally. Bought the car, did the rally. Rookies no more. Congratulations, fellas.
Car number 112 rolling through here. It's a 1955 Buick Roadmaster convertible. Unbelievable car here. Forrest and George Ayler out of the great state of Florida, my heroes. I think they color sand, cut and buff this car 3 times a day. That's a 30-year-old restoration on this car. Look how beautiful it shows. Brand new white walls from Coker Tire Company. 30-year-old Wheel Ventiques wire wheels. He had meticulously re-chromed and relaced before this race this year. What a beautiful car. 55 Buick Roadmaster.
This rookie team rolling through for the first time ever, finishing the great race. Married for 37 years. Carrie and Sharon Bryce out of Dubberly, Louisiana in their 66 Chevy Corvette. Bryce Lightning.
427 cubic inch Roadster. What an amazing car. Huge smiles on their face.
It's always good when you see the married couples, especially rookies coming through, still smiling.
Yes, survival is king. Rolling through the gate here, sponsored by Zip Corvette in Richmond, Virginia. Rich and Kyle Skinner, 1962 Chevrolet Corvette, bought by their father when he was 15 years old for $600 out of an impound, police impound yard. We think this was a getaway car. Rich Skinner out of Austin, Texas. Kyle Skinner, his brother out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, little 62 Corvette Roadster. Lost a hubcap along the way. Small price to pay for such incredible memories.
Some groovy brothers doing this thing in honor of their other brother who's no longer with us. Randy and Andy Cohen out of Orlando and Lakewood Ranch, Florida. 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. rookies driving around all week long in the car that absolutely needs a disco ball, Saturn Gold. Roll on in there, Randy. Thank you for bringing it. Congratulations, brothers.
Brand new Firestone White ovals on that groovy gold Oldsmobile there. Randy and Andy, huge smiles all week long. 1938 Chevrolet Master Deluxe here, father and son ordeal out of Ida, Michigan. Matt and Alan Dean completing the first great race here. They restored this car. That's all original Chevrolet metal from 1938. Got it mechanically sound, got some paint.
Owen over there is celebrating his 19th birthday today. Jan Haybrook and Owen Haybrook out of Atlanta, Georgia. Sportsman Division 1964 Ford Falcon Country Squire.
Oh, that car looks so good, Jan. Oh, man. Happy birthday, by the way. His son's birthday today, 19 years old. Oh, we hit the gas on the other speaker there. Hot dog. Coming in the gate here. If you've ever seen Sam's Garage on television, this is Sam. Sam Madavi out of Atlanta, Georgia, your driver. Doug Harris out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, his navigator. 1972 Datsun 240Z BRE Tribute Edition here. They've been filming for Sam's Garage all week long. The absolute pleasure to share this event with Sam's Garage. His viewership has thoroughly enjoyed the great race. I think Sam might be a great racer for life. In between shooting his show and rallying the event, I've caught him half a dozen times fixing racers' cars. He's the real deal mechanic, folks. Thank you, Sam Madavi and Doug Harris.
Team 70 coming in 1965 Chevy Impala. Father and son team, Jason and Doug Branham out of Louisville, Kentucky. They are in the rookie division for their last great race as rookies. First ever. Congratulations, fellas. Jason and Doug out of Louisville, Kentucky.
A couple of Louisville boys in a bad to the bone Super Sport Impala from 1965. Little sport coupe from Chevrolet. Interesting car rolling through here. You don't see a whole lot of Cougars, much less a convertible XR7 from 1969, beautifully restored out of Easton, Pennsylvania. Bruce Colabundi has been the driver all week long. His navigator out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, Tim Ettinger, my heroes. Bruce is Tim's brother-in-law. It's a brother-in-law team in a pretty groovy XR7 Cougar convertible from 1969. The entire way it was uphill. That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, and you turn and it comes up even higher. Team 155 right here, an X-Cup team. The first ever X-Cup team out of Owl's Head Transportation Museum celebrating their 50th anniversary. First ever finish in the great race, doing it in style, all the way out of Pennsylvania. Mike Friall from Gladwin, Pennsylvania is driving. John Hellman from State College, Pennsylvania is navigating. 1964 Studebaker Daytona convertible in the rookie division.
57 Plymouth Savoy Suburban Wagon. This wagon is awesome. Nigel Stroud out of Tryon, North Carolina. His navigator Tim McNeil. This is the Thermal Belt boys. Great race wrap car. Congratulations on finishing today. Thank you for hanging with us all week long in that big wagon.
Coming in behind them, team 134, father-son Calvin Matthews and Kaysen out of Aztec, New Mexico. We also have the lovely Aislinn back there. So, just so you know, Kaysen is 15 years old with his learner's permit. He just completed the great race. Absolutely awesome, running around with his dad, sister in the back videoing, but don't worry about old Kaysen. He's a IMCA Sport Modified points leader at Cortez Speedway back home. This boy's got to get back home so he can finish his season out, hopefully win it all. Good job, Calvin, Kaysen, and Aislinn. Thank you all.
Rolling through here, they had a rough start. It literally had to find a starter in Minnesota, found a world-renowned collector of MG parts. 1958 MGA loaned them by John Laszlo and Dwayne Fielder, the competitors here out of Pennsylvania. This is a loaner car. They wanted to make sure from a good friend from George owned the car since 1972, and they said, we need a British sports car, and George said, I got you. Congratulations on finishing the race here today. 1958 MGA, little 1600 car. Come on in here and show it off.
Yeah, they may not have told George there's other MGs in the race. I think they just decided to keep it amongst themselves. Team 97 in a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette father-son team, the Gottschalks, Kurt and Evan out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They are in the rookie division. Don't forget to sign up.
Oh yeah, swing by Hemmings. You can still sign up for that Corvette. We've had tremendous interest in that car. When we're done here, by the way, we'll meet you in Sawyer, Michigan and hand you the keys at the 50th anniversary of Corvette Central.
Joe moved to San Francisco. Whole family affair in the 60 MGA rookie division. Dad's dream was to do the great race years ago, never actually was able to get it done. The boys decided they were all going to come and rally. We met them early on in the race, absolutely ecstatic.
David Hyde, James Salvatore, Morgan Wright, Jelon Rainey, Regan Clancy, ex-Cuthbert youth here out of New York.
Goodrich Silvertown Corners, 35 by 5.
Alright, see you guys. Hope to see you next year.
They pulled their navigators out of the back seat about halfway through this race, really not realizing they needed to make up some time. Each of these X-Cup teams that run an extra navigator in the back have a 5-second penalty each day.
All right, let's pull up. The big dogs now, the Grand Championship division rolling in here. This is like Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt back in the day. They have been shooting it out on a great race for several years now. This will not be the first time they've rolled over the finish line together, head to head. Rolling into the big first, 1930. Yep. 1933 Ford Model B pickup, father and son out of Beecher, Illinois, my friends Jeff and Eric Fredette. On the other side, 1932 Ford Cabriolet in red, Jody Knowles, Beth Gentry out of Georgia. Ferocious competitors in Pop's Passion here, the late Joe Knowles car. Beth and Jody have been after it for years. Jeff and Eric have been after it for years, both grand champions in recent years. This is like, I'm telling you, well, if it was Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt, who's Bill Elliott? I don't know. I don't know which one you cheer for in this part of the country here.
Announce the winner of $50,000. Thanks, Jeff. As if it couldn't get any more emotional.
All right, that $7,500 entry fee doesn't seem so bad now.
Committed operatives in place with the confetti. Okay, we have covert agents with confetti roaming around here. Again, on my left, Jody Knowles out of Tyrone, Georgia. Beth Gentry out of Newton, Georgia. Red 32 Ford Cabriolet. On the right of the gate, 1933 Ford pickup truck. Jeff and Eric Fredette out of Beecher, Illinois. One of these teams will be your Grand Championship Division winner and overall winner of the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Haggard. In an unbelievable performance, they have dominated nearly end to end. Jeff and Eric Fredette, you are the grand champions. Unbelievable shootout. I knew Jeff and Eric were on fire this week. Beth and Jody have been getting after it, trying to run them down. They just had so many big days early on. Jeff and Eric did. Very incredible performance here. You have to tip your hat to both of these teams, ladies and gentlemen. Again, to rally designer John Klassen for designing an incredible rally this year. John has been designing the Great Race Rally since the early 1980s. He put on a show this year, a tour de force with the rally stepping up in difficulty as we went along the way. 9 checkpoints yesterday these Fredette boys had to get through.
$50,000.
Congratulations, you deserve this win. $50,000 going back to Beecher, Illinois.
Sorry about that.
It's a cool scene here. We'll be hanging out here. I'm going to get a little bit of music going here. Please, there's photo opportunities. Please let our media get in here.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been here since 10:30, 11. It was a long, hot day. Fun day.
Fun day. Saw some really cool cars, met some cool people, had some people come over that recognized us from going across country actually, which was pretty cool. And they talked about coming to something to attend Lizzie's Cafe. But anyway, really cool day. It was a free event to come into, $7,500 to enter, so it made me think about not doing this.
I think we're not going to.
Yeah, not this year.
Unless we have a sponsor.
Not this year.
Reach out if you want a sponsor.
And we would be glad to do it with a sponsor. We'll build the car specially instead of doing that and go to cross country, because there is a $50,000 prize for a little over a week's worth of driving. A lot of calculating though. So anyway,
and there were lots of people that were really close to winning.
Yeah,
so,
there were some close.
Yeah.
Close because it's timed event. But anyway, make sure you leave a comment if you enjoyed this. If you've ever done the great race, leave us a comment. Let us know if it's worth doing or if it's just some BS, whatever it is. But don't forget, if we don't see you around here, we'll see you around.
You hear? You hear?